What's up, guys? Catherine here with Sacred Cycles, and for this video I'd just like to take a moment to do a book review. Yeah, I know I've done a lot of book reviews lately, but I'm trying to get caught up on the books that I have failed to review that I have read semi-recently. So that's what we're doing here. So for this book review, we're going to be reviewing Dragonlore by LeopardDancer DeKirk. And this book does exactly what it says. It presents a summary of different myths and lores revolving around dragons. Now, I'm going to scroll or swipe here right quick. I'm going to swipe to the table of contents, just so we could take a quick look at a quick rundown of the table of contents. We'll take a look at how each chapter is set up, and then we'll round out the video from there, okay? So, chapter 1, you get Dragons of the World. This is not just lore. This is like information. So, it'll talk about, Chinese dragons thought imperial dragons had this many claws, this, and looked like this. That kind of information. Just going to give you a general idea of what we're looking at. Okay? And there's quite a bit here, as you can see. I'm not going to go through and read everything. Chapter 2 starts talking about the myths of dragons of the world. And you get quite a bit of them. There's some in here that I had known about before, even picking this book up, like Beowulf and the Fire Drake, Siegfried and Fafnir, the Mortiford Waverin, just to name a few. So, there's several of them in here. Not a lot, but there's several of them in here. But what book is going to have every one of them in there? Chapter 3, which is my favorite chapter out of the entire book. We already know about myths and legends and lores and all of that of our world way back when, our historical world. But what about the modern world? We see dragons in things like video gaming, film, literature, and this is what this chapter is all about. It takes a look at how dragons are portrayed in the realm of gaming, film, and literature. And it compares, how we see dragons now to how we saw dragons when it came to the original Dragonlore. So, it is my favorite chapter. It kind of drives it all home that dragons are still predominant in our society. They're just seen in different ways depending on if you're looking at a game, a film, or a book, or any kind of piece of literature. Alright? And then chapter 4 rounds out this book with only 4 chapters of dragons in the natural world. And then you get a bibliography index and about the author, but no one cares about those really. So now we're going to skip real quickly to chapter 1. Alright? Before we get to chapter 1, we do get a picture, and it is a picture of a myth. I cannot tell you which myth this is, to be honest. Then we go to chapter 1. You get the chapter 1, and then right next to it, you get this little dragon sitting on a box. You're going to have that on every page. It's going to look exactly like that at the top. It'll say chapter whatever. You'll have that little dragon on a box. And then inside that box is written the title of the chapter. Then after that, you get a poem about dragons. So if you're one that loves dragons and want to include dragons in ritual work, or if you work with dragons like I do, and you want to bring in that poetry to help kind of give your rituals an extra oomph, if you will, copy these down. They're pretty good. And then sometimes in between the actual poem and the actual text of the book, you will get a small little picture. So there are several pictures. They're all in black and white, unfortunately. But, hey, it was probably the author's creative choice to put these in black and white in the book. And then you get into the actual chapter itself, where you'll get bold words from time to time like worms, pythons, and drakes, just to kind of highlight the most important things. You have some bullet points, different things like that. So I'm going to skip back to the main page because we are almost done with this. Just got to figure out how to do this. Hold on. There we go. It's as close as I'm getting to the... Okay. Anyway, so this book sets out to present, I guess you say, a Reader's Digest version of very popular dragon lore and look at the world as we see dragons now, as well as dragons in the natural realm. Alright? And it does a really good job at achieving these three key components. I just wish, on my end, because I love to read, I'm a nerd, I wish it was a bigger book. It's not very big. It is... And they don't even tell me page numbers. It's not very big. I think it was like maybe, I want to say maybe 100 pages, if not a little bit longer. So, I mean, like I said, it's not a very long book, but there's a lot in the book itself. So that's the bonus. And I'd like to believe that the author's purpose of leaving a lot of lore and mythologies out is to get you to do your own research after reading this book. That's my personal thing that I'd like to believe. So, all in all, good book. Highly recommend it for dragon lovers, newbies to dragon magic. Or even seasoned people in dragon magic, okay? I highly recommend this book. I can't say it enough. And before I go on and babble for like another 10 minutes on why I recommend this book, it is a very well put together book, very clear and concise. Some concepts you may need to kind of think on them a little bit, but all in all, it's a very good book. This is a book that I would recommend you read slowly at your pace, like a couple pages at a time. Take a break, digest the information, because there is a lot here, guys. There is a lot here. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go. So until next time, peace out and namaste.